welcome back to Backbeat Conversations. On this podcast, we like to talk about all the facets of the music industry and entertainment industry and bridge the gaps between them. I'm Julianne Francis, here with my co-host, Selena Henry.
Hi, guys.
And this week, our guest is Emma Ohm.
Ooh. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So can you give our listeners a brief introduction of yourself?
Yeah. So my name's Emma Ohm. I go often by Electric Emma because I play electric guitar and I like to shock people, usually in a good way. So I like to play off of that as much as I can. But yeah, I'm a musician. I live in Nashville. I'm from Chicago land originally. And I love music, and I do soul and funk and gospel and anything with a groove and a good message and lyrics and anything that can just inspire people and uplift people. And yeah, I also dance. I'm a very free spirit. So if I hear music and it makes me feel something, I'm going to be the first one out on the floor, always, guaranteed. So yeah, I guess that's the gist. But yeah, that's me.
Sweet. So how did you get into music?
I got into music. I got in like a little late. I know some people say like people have different terms of what late is, but some people started when they're like 2, right? I started when I was like 11. So I consider that like late. But I have a brother. I have 2 brothers. I'm the youngest, 3 siblings, 2 older brothers that I love a lot. And the middle brother was always playing guitar when I was like 10. And I always just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I was always like, man, like girls always like play piano and stuff and violin. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but I was like, I want to be like my brother and I want to play guitar. So I started taking lessons and I just fell in love with it. I feel like up until that point, when you're a kid, you have a lot of different things you try. But nothing really clicked for me. Parents put me in soccer and ice skating and what else did I do? Just like tons of random stuff that I didn't care about really. And then I found music and I was like, whoa, like this is my thing. Like this is so much fun. I can't put this down. So it really just came super organically and from having admiration for somebody that I love and look up to. And now he's more of a drummer and I'm probably the little more versed guitar player. So it's like interesting how things work out sometimes. But yeah, it came pretty organically, which is cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah,
we get a lot of the, man, girls always play guitar or not good. Wow, girls always play violin and like all that stuff, which of course, nothing wrong with it. But, yeah, I like that it's starting to shift and like the instruments are becoming less gendered and everything.
Yeah. I mean, music is just for everybody, it's like, shouldn't be like like only guys do that. It's like, no, wait a second.
Right.
Bass is a big thing I've been getting into as well. Like I just started like getting into bass the last couple of years. I played at my church and like, I don't know if you guys ever heard gospel bass lines, but they're really hard and really intense, but really good. So I have a lot to live up to, but yeah, I feel like as much as I said what I said before, sometimes I feel like people joke and say that the bass is more of like a female instrument because it's like holding everything down and just like, it's like sometimes it's like quiet about it, but it's kind of like making the whole band work. So I don't know. People say different things that can be like funny and interesting, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you play multiple instruments. Do you have a favorite?
The vocals count or not really?
Yeah, I think that counts.
Yes. Yes, they count.
Probably just depends on my mood. I don't know. Right now it's bass, honestly, because I just really have been listening to songs that are so groovy. And like every time I can play what I'm hearing, I'm just like, this is awesome. I feel like bass makes people move too. Bass is what makes people be like, oh, like for me, a bass line can make or break a song,
Oh, yeah.
Like if I don't like a song and I think the song's super boring, but it has a good bass line, I'll be like, I like the song. So right now it's bass, but that can change.
Fair.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I remember when I was like a small little baby musician and I first got to college. I remember being like, I know the bass is important, but I cannot pick it out. I cannot pick it out. And Dan was like, well, you're not supposed to like pick it out of like a lot of music. Like you're not supposed to like be aware of the bass line, but like it's like a feeling. It's like and like that's not true for all types of music, But I was like, I know that what Julianne is doing across the room is important. However, I cannot pick it out of the music, and I don't know why.
So did you guys go to school together? And so you're both musicians too, right?
Yeah, we're still in school. These are our college apartments.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Where are you at exactly?
It's York College of PA.
Oh, cool. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So that was interesting. It's like I just was like, I would just see a bass player and be like, what are they doing? Like, this is a big mystery to me. Like, I don't know.
What do you play primarily?
I'm a singer.
Oh, cool. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I play bass.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's dope. Yeah. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I mean, you both do. I mean, you both do on an intuitive level. Yeah, it's, I guess it just depends on the genre. Cause I think some genres it is really hard to hear the bass, but others it's like like for some reason, one that popped to mind. I listen to a lot of like older music. So I don't even know if you guys know this band, but, the Brothers Johnson, they have a song called Stomp. It's super good.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, vaguely. But that's one of those songs where the bass is really up in the mix, and so that's an instance where it's like you like even like a person that doesn't know music that well can pick it out because it's just so like I think the song wanted the bass line to be really up in the front. So I feel like it just depends on the song a little bit.
Yeah,
but
and I think sure. You know, like funk music, the bass is pretty present, and I guess with jazz music too, the bass is usually pretty present in the mix. But I know in metal music, you're supposed to like hide the bass. It's like the secret weapon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the guy, Dan. He's one of the teachers here, and he's like primary genre is metal. So he was like, yeah, when you like shape the guitars and the bass in the mix, like a lot of time when if you play the guitar by itself, the tone sounds like kind of shitty because once you combine it with the bass, it's like the complete picture. So like for metal, you're not supposed to be able to like tell one apart from the other, which is so strange to me. But I guess it works. And it's not something that I noticed before, I guess, because I'm a bass player. So like when I listen to it, I'm like, what's the bass line? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I guess you're right. Like now that you say that, I believe you and I hear it. But yeah.
I don't listen to metal that much. I don't have anything against it, but I just like don't like actively listen. So it's like, I didn't really know that, but next time I listen, I'll be like, oh yeah, she's right. I can't hear the bass. Wow.
Yeah. Just fun facts of bass mixing.
Yeah. Mixing's a whole different thing. I can do it a tiny bit, but man, I would not say I'm like amazing at it by any means. It's a whole different thing.
Hard.
Same here.
Yeah.
Just trying to learn.
Yeah.
Just know enough to like, I just want to know enough to be able to talk to someone who mixes a song without sounding like a total like asshole. Like someone who doesn't know anything.
Yeah. Or having these crazy requests where they're like, that's not even possible. And you're like, well, it's not?
Right. Are you sure?
Yeah. Are you just bad at your job or something? Do you want me to do it?
Yeah. Like being able to listen to mixes and like say what I like want to happen or need to happen or whatever, like that too. Cause I know like, just talking to people who mix professionally, they're like, man, I love my clients, but sometimes they say some weird stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on the artist side. Like I've played for people in their projects before. I'm doing it a little bit right now, but I still consider myself mostly an artist. So like, but I feel like I'm not one of those people that's like, it's too purple, man. It's like, I'm not like that vague. I feel like I'm always wanting to be clear about what I want. So I'm not going to be like, yeah, it's just too like aqua. And everyone's just like, can you shut up? Like, what are you talking about? So, yeah.
I remember a story Halsey told in an interview one time, and she was like, I kept telling the producer the song wasn't wet enough. Yeah. And I was like, what does that mean? Like,
well, was she referring to like reverb?
No, like truthfully, she like just wanted it to be wet. Like she was like, I need it to be drippy. And I was like, ma'am, I feel like eventually someone would get there and like figure out what you're talking about by that. But like there are other words you can use.
Yeah. Because that like, but yeah, when somebody says like a dry mix, there's like no reverb. When they say a wet mix, there's reverb. And it refers to like guitar tone too and like bass tone. Like when it's just pretty, like there's nothing on it, it's like a dry tone. When you put like reverb or like something crunchy on there. It's so like for somebody to be like the mix isn't wet enough, to me, I would be like, so you want me to put reverb on everything? is that what you want? And then when that wasn't right, I would be like, I don't know, man. Like,
do you mean waterfall wet or do you mean technical? Like,
what degree of wet? That's funny.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard because sometimes you can like give someone that and then they'll hate it, and you're like, well, I gave you what you wanted, so now what?
Yeah. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
So how would you talked about it a little bit earlier, but how would you describe your musical style?
It's interesting. I feel like it's I mean, in terms of like genre, it's like I think a really good accessible mix of like oldies and like current. I guess like I would say the biggest, maybe I won't even use like genres because like that can be weird, but I would say it's groovy yet introspective is something I like to say a lot because I really like when songs, like I said, make people dance, make people just like not be able to resist whatever their body wants to be doing. But I also like songs that like really have a meaning, a message. Like I posted a cover recently on Instagram of an Earth, Wind and Fire song I really like. It's called Pure Gold. And the song is so just like musically, it's great. You could have no lyrics and it's great. But then you hear the lyrics and it's like, you're amazing, you're pure gold, love is stronger than material things. And it's just like a really cool message. And I'm like, oh, it has both. Yes. Like I love when it has both, you know? So I would say groovy yet introspective. Like I'm going to make you like feel good and bop, but I'm also going to make you like think and be like, what's she trying to say? You know, like what's the deeper meaning here? So I think that probably answers the question. So yeah. Yay.
Yeah, now I got to go listen to more Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of good newer music. I know a lot of people will dump and say like, music's not the way it used to be. Like, not exactly, but there's still a lot of good stuff. But I also there's something really special about like Earth, Wind and Fire compared to like maybe modern funk bands or whatever. There's just something like timeless about it. And I feel like you can make music now that's timeless, but it's like a little harder or something. Like I personally really like live band stuff. Like I'm coming out with a single soon that's actually like was produced by somebody. It's a little outside of my wheelhouse. But my normal stuff is more just like, I want live bands, you know? I love like interacting with people. I'm kind of outgoing, so it just makes sense, I guess. So yeah, I want to bring back like having bands again, you know?
Us too.
We do too.
Yeah.
There's just something special about it. I don't know. It's just like, it feels different than when you like go on stage. You're like, this is a song from a musical. I'm going to sing it. Like it's like that song will never exist that way in that moment again. And you all did it together and you lived that and you did it. And then you get to do it again in a different moment. Yeah. With different feelings and different, it's just cool.
I really like how you just said that. Yeah. Because I feel like it's really cool to like work hard on producing a song and making the sound recording sound perfect and like freaking out about making every plugin sound good and whatever. But it's also really special when you just do it in the moment and it's never going to be the same again. And you can like recreate it every single time. So I totally feel that. I like that. Yeah.
Because like sometimes you hear the song you wrote and you're like, yeah, I feel the same way I did when I wrote it. And sometimes you hear it and you're like, well, maybe I'm not as angry anymore, but it's still fun. It's just got a different, it's a different like, it's just different. It's cool.
Yeah. I've definitely, I don't consider it like a problem, but sometimes I will write a song where I'm so emotional in the moment. And then a week later, I'm like, I don't feel this way anymore. So this is awkward. Like, I thought I hated you. Now I love you again. Like, now what do I do? Can I still sing the song?
I know you're awkward, like, right? I'm not earth-shatteringly angry anymore.
Yeah.
But like, I was. So am I still allowed to sing this? Am I allowed to smile and laugh while I sing this angry song that I wrote? Like, I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah. I have a boyfriend right now, and like there's every once in a while there'll be a song where I like maybe wrote it a couple years ago and I just bring it back and he's like, is that about me? And I'm like, no, sorry.
My bad.
Fine. Yeah. It can be if you want, but
I mean, you might not like it.
Yeah. You asked for it. Yeah.
So like I said in the intro, we like to point out where different parts of the industry connect. So can you talk about what making a music video is like?
Oh yeah. I've had probably 4 or 5 music videos now. I love that part. It's like a blessing and a curse because I feel like it's good to like, as an artist, like care about the music, obviously, but also the visual is really important. But I think some people care too much about their visuals, and their visuals are good, but like the song isn't always good, and that's a problem. So I try to do both. But as far as making a music video, I have a lot of ideas every time I have a video. There was one time where I let someone else take the reins a bit, and that was pretty cool. But if I have ideas for a music video, I'm always going to be like, hey, like, here's my, what's it called? Here's my shot list. And here's the, I'm forgetting all the terms now. What's the term for, oh, here's my treatment. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard these terms or whatever, but treatment, like where, you know, you say, this is like literally the synopsis of the video. Right. Yeah, for me, the process is very just, it can be exciting, but it can be overwhelming because as much as I enjoy doing it, I'm not that good at like I definitely need to hire someone to shoot it and stuff. Like maybe I come up with a shot list, but it's terrible. So I like to try and be like, this is what I want. And then if it comes out a little differently, then usually I can accept it. But a lot of times I'm like really like, hey, like I know what I want though. So you better be able to like get it out of me. So it's just like working with the right people, which I've been blessed to work with a lot of good people. My brother's actually a filmmaker and he's worked with a lot of kind of big artists. So he did one video for me and I think it turned out pretty cool. So sometimes you just got to like give the reins to people a little bit, but other times I'm like, no, I know what I want. So let's figure it out.
Yeah. I think it's cool to have both too, because it's like when you're like, no, like I definitely want it to be this way. It's like, you know, people are getting the story of the song where like, if you know, have a producer or director or whatever, and you say, you know, I think this would make a cool video, but like, I really want you to like, tell me what you think. It's you're getting like an audience perspective video, which is also cool.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Cause they're kind of more objective too.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely fun. It can be expensive is another thing, I guess, but being an artist, you kind of get used to not having money. So it's fine.
Yeah.
You're like, we don't do this for money, but
right.
It would be nice to do it for money, but we don't do it for money.
Yeah. I mean, I say that and I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think money is like in different places than I used to think it was. Like, if I can really make money off a tour, that's cool. But I hear like sync is really good. And I might be getting into a couple sync deals soon. And like, if that works out, then I'll make money off of that. And then I'll just do the touring and stuff and not expect a lot of money and that'll be fine. But I think there is money in the industry. You just have to know like where to go to get it and have the right connections and stuff. So.
Yeah. And there's, like you said, there's plenty of places to get money from. And I feel like you just kind of have to look into them all and say like, okay, like, what do I think like is the right way for me? You know, like if you love making music and recording it with your band or by yourself or whatever, but like you try to tour or you think about a tour and you're like, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Sync.
Yeah.
Like, there you go.
Yeah. I have to be like realistic with it though, because I keep thinking I'm going to be the one that gets the like 100,000 sync deal. Right. And I don't have to work for the next few years. And I'm like, you probably won't get that immediately. So like, don't expect it. But I'm always just like, I have faith. My songs are so good. I'm going to get the big ones. And it's like, you might not. So we'll see how that goes. But even I just feel like getting money from music is always exciting. Even if it's like $200, I'm going to be thrilled.
Yeah. We got like $1 the other day and we were like, nice.
Hard to split that. I mean, I guess if you have coins, yeah.
Well, my mom called me because we just put our first song out. My mom called me and she said, "Hey, you're a professional musician. I just bought your song." Wow. And I started crying. I was like, "Mom, why would you say that to me?" But I was like, "Yeah." So now I got to give what's $1? 100 cents. We have 5 band members and Mickey, so that's 6 people. Like, nice. A couple cents per person, but like,
nice.
Still exciting. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, $1.
Yeah, that'd be amazing if you guys actually did that. If you actually like really like we're like, no, we're going to split this money. I know it's $1, but I'm not gonna like not let you have this money, guys. And people might be like, we don't want it. It's like too bad. Take it.
Too bad.
You get it. Yeah, that's for you.
That's what I'm planning on. I opened us a PayPal because we're starting to like make our like, you know, investments back on like, cause you know, you got to pay for your distribution and like all that fun stuff. So I was like, all right, well, I guess we're going to have a PayPal. So that way I can visually see the money and send it to you. So I don't care how weird the number is that you're going to get, but you're getting it like
37 cents.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well.
It's like money's money, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta take it. Yeah.
Speaking of money in the industry, what do you think about the music industry right now?
I don't want the new normal to be like the new normal, honestly. Like I said, like if I have a live band, like I'm not going to be live streaming forever. Like, you know, I'm honestly like, there are some venues that are open in places like Florida and Texas right now. And I'm trying to see if I can book some tours or some gigs this summer. And yeah, I don't want people to, because I've seen a lot of people like give up on music during the COVID stuff. And it makes me really sad. Like, I get that people like have done different careers, maybe temporarily, if music hasn't made money, especially people that have families. But there's just some people I know that like left town and they're not doing music anymore, period. And I'm just like, oh man, you just let the evil win, you know? So I really want to see people just get back at it like nothing happened and, you know, do live shows again. And if people still want to do live streams, that's fine. I personally it's so bad. I have so many friends in this town that maybe do live streams and I've barely watched any because it just doesn't seem special to me. Like, I feel like I could just watch their videos on YouTube whenever I want. So why is your live stream so like special? I don't know. I guess I'm an in-person kind of experience when it comes to music. So I'm just excited for all that to come back.
Yeah. I get it. I think my friend did for some type of class project. He asked some people he knew to answer some questions about like the whole live stream or like pre-recorded show, even like that gets put on TV or like whatever. And like we watched a couple of clips of them and, you know, we're watching like big artists that like, you know, usually put on like an enjoyable show, even if like their music isn't your type of thing or whatever. But everybody was like, yeah, like it's just like, it's kind of boring. Like, I don't know why.
Yes.
I think,
I think people I remember when, like, at the very beginning of the pandemic, when Lady Gaga did that, like, big live concert, and everybody was like, this is cool, because it was the beginning of the pandemic, and we all thought it was going to last, like, a month.
Yeah.
And it didn't. But I think people they're so attached to, like, it being, like, a live show that they're not using like all the things they could use in a live stream or like to make it fun or whatever. Because I don't think this was a live stream thing, but Keith Urban did like a thing where he played all his instruments and then he also sang. So it was like a bunch of Keiths and it was just like really entertaining and like interesting. And sometimes it's like, all right, if I'm going to look at a screen, I'm going to need more than like the drummer and the guitar and the this and the that. And it's like, and I hate that because it's good live, fascinating live, honestly, to watch musicians play live in person, like in front of you. But it's just like watching a YouTube video.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you got to do something special with it. And that's exhausting because you're like, I'm just an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I think it definitely depends how you do it. Cause we did one for school last semester and like, it was really successful. Like a lot of people were watching it and we were like, oh, like, dang, that's pretty cool.
It just feels like performing into the void.
It does.
No one in front of you. You're just performing into a camera. And you're like, people could watch me or not. I don't even know.
Performing it was weird, but we definitely we were like, man, we got to figure out ways to like make it more interesting, more than just a live stream. And I think that's what got people to watch it.
Yeah. Well, this might sound bad, but it's just honest. Like, I feel like sometimes like when I've done live stream or something, I almost like don't care as much. Like I almost like sometimes forget that there's people watching because I feel like when I'm on YouTube and I'm making a YouTube video, if I mess up, I'm like, oh, cool, I'll stop it and do it again. But I'm like, oh, shoot, I messed up. I guess I just keep going is the only difference. And I don't know. It just, I feed off of energy, you know? So if it's like, I'm just like playing to a computer and even if people send me hearts, I'm like, I don't really know how you feel. I can't even see your eyeballs. Like, I don't know like what's going on with you. Like, I don't know. Just, it feels like a void. Yeah. So it's just super weird.
And it's hard because it's like so much of like the singer's job is to like look at the crowd and be like, you're having a good time. You're not. Like, what do I need to adjust? Energy level up and down. Like, and that's for everybody, but that's mostly like because I'm not holding something or like drumsticks or anything that I can do that more easily. So it's hard to do it online because you're like, well, I have half my job is not happening. Like, I can't look at anybody and like adjust the energy level. So I guess I'll just yeet it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, crowd surf, you know, it's like, well, okay. That'd be nice. Maybe you do it at home and you get your person that's at your house to like,
you're like, come here.
Yeah.
Come here, roommates.
Yeah. Live streams can get goofy really quickly because you can just like do weird stuff and it won't translate right. And I don't know.
Yeah, they can get goofy and just like, I don't know. It just depends. I think a lot of it is that we're just disheartened by it. Like in the beginning, it was cool and fun. Like, oh, I get to still see my favorite artists or like whatever. And now it's like, okay, it's almost a year. I'm done. I want shows to come back. I want the vaccine to go out. I want people, you know, to be okay. And I want everybody to go back to work. Like, it's just, I think seeing live streams is just a constant reminder that like things aren't right.
Yeah. 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 And I think a great thing about music too is that it's so uniting. I feel like people are so divided over like, I don't know, like politics or like how people handle COVID or like all the jillions of things that people argue about on social media every day or whatever it is. So it's like, I feel like music's that one thing where it's like, you can still like the same song as somebody that feels different than you do about like everything. So I feel like that's why music is just so powerful. And I think it's so important to like, let it still happen. And, you know, so I'm happy that, you know, certain places are allowing gigs this summer. You know, I think it's up to businesses at the end of the day, if they think it's like the right thing to do. So yeah, I definitely am excited to just have shows again, you know, just spread some joy, you know?
Yeah. Like I'll put a mask on. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. Just like come out though and be there and, you know, be involved. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. So every episode we do a segment called the Shut Up and Let Me Do It moment. And I know that has a funny name, but it's what we mean by that is in the industry, we feel like there's often this moment of unexpected validation that you get when you realize how much you've grown, and either in your head or out loud, usually in your head, you can say like, I got this, or shut up and let me do it, or something like that. So can you tell us about a moment that you might have had like that?
Interesting. So the guy I'm dating used to always be playing music with me, but he's kind of gone down a little different road career wise. So I've kind of gotten used to having maybe other people fill that role sometimes. And I had this song I was really excited about. It's called Pinocchio. I'm going to hopefully, I don't know if I'm going to record it or just put it on Instagram or something, but hopefully put it out soon. And I needed, I had this gypsy jazz feel in my head. I like to be, you know, like stretch the borders, because like all the things I told you guys before, like I do soul and funk and gospel. It's like, okay, gypsy jazz is totally different. But I was like, I want to do that. And I was asking my boyfriend, I was like, can you help me come up with some chords here? Like I'm good at guitar and whatever, but I can't come up with this. I need some collaboration help. And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, what do I do? And then I have a really good friend that I've, you know, hadn't jammed with in forever. And I was like, you know what? He's my guy. Hey, Gammy, come here. We're going to write the song. And we worked together and came up with this like, just like fire track. And I played it with the drummer yesterday and he loved it. And I was just like, you know, like in a way it's like I had help on it, but I kind of felt like in that moment, I was like, oh, cool. Like I thought I needed someone else's help for this, but I totally just like took the reins and I was like, hey, like, how about you? Because a lot of my job is like, I don't want to do everything. Like I do love playing different instruments, but like, I don't think I'm ever going to be like amazing at all of them the way like Stevie Wonder is. Like, I don't know if you guys knew, but I think on most of his albums, he plays like every single instrument. Mm-hmm. So there's people like that are just good at every instrument. But a lot of my job is also designating and being strong and just being a leader, you know, like, okay, like this person, like right now I'm just trying to figure out like who I want to take on tour this summer. And it's like, I have all these different drummers I'm looking at and I'm like, this is a really important decision. And I think this like, shut up, I can do it moment is kind of like a constant thing for me of like, okay, like I like believe in myself enough to know that I can pick the right people to like be in my band. I feel like it's it comes a lot for me when I'm picking people to work with. And I'm like, you know what? I believe in this person. I believe in my like ability to discern if this person is good for my music or not. So maybe that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they usually are ongoing. You usually don't just have one and be like, all right, I'm done. I'm done learning now. Like,
yeah,
it usually is like a series of them. Your life is made up of shut up and let me do it moments.
Right. Yeah. I was like, there's so many. I don't know which one to say right now.
I know. And some of them are just really boring. You're like, well, I was embarrassed, but I did the thing anyway. And it's still a shut up and let me do it moment.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It could even be not related to music, you know, it could be a lot of different things. Just like, hey, like, I feel that way in my car a lot sometimes too. I'm really good at parallel parking. So I'm like, shut up and let me do it. Like, don't tell me how to park. I know how to do this. Okay. Because people in Tennessee are interesting. There's certain things that are harder for them. Like we had a big snowstorm, which wasn't a snowstorm. They just don't know how to drive in snow. So I was a little like entitled there. It's fine.
That's valid.
Yeah.
So I have a very important question for you. The most important question I will ask you. What is your favorite food?
Oh my gosh. I was like, is this going to be like, if I say the wrong thing, is this going to be a big deal? Very anticlimactic. Yeah. It's like, what's she going to ask me?
Yes.
Have you sold your soul to Hollywood yet? Independent all the way, but different story. Depends on my mood again. Most of my favorites just depend on my mood. What do I eat? I don't even know. I don't know what I eat. I don't have the best diet all the time. Probably honestly, like this is gonna sound so stupid, but like ice cream or something.
Ice cream is good.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I thought of. I didn't want to make it too hard.
I know.
I like a burrito. I like to just pile things together. Tacos, burritos, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like rice and beans is such a good meal. It's like I just put the rice in a pot and then I make the beans and I season them both. Like it's just so easy.
Is that like a full meal for you?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I would be hungry still. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to eat a lot of rice and beans, but like it's easy to make and beans are not expensive and neither is rice really. So
do you have any like dietary restrictions?
I'm just a vegetarian.
Oh, cool. I was vegetarian for like 10 years and then I felt like I needed meat because I was like weak all the time. So I kind of started eating meat again, but I totally admire you. And if it was easier, I would still be vegetarian. So yeah,
it is kind of difficult. Julianne's a vegan, which is
cool.
Crazy to me.
Yeah. I'm not that strong or that rich. I feel like being a vegan sounds expensive.
People always say that to me, but I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it can be if like what's a food? Like you can get chicken nuggets like super cheap, right? Like you can go to Walmart and get chicken nuggets for like $1 or $2 probably.
Yeah.
But like the vegan chicken nuggets are like closer to $5. But that's just like if you eat vegan chicken nuggets all the time, that's not too good. You know what I mean? So like the vegan chicken nuggets are like a treat. And the regular food is like, you know, beans, which are like 50 cents, and carrots and lettuce. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That sounds pretty doable. Yeah. I felt like I was never like full. I don't know how much you guys like are exercise junkies, but I kind of am. Like I have to exercise every day. Otherwise I have way too much energy. So I don't know, like sometimes I'll go so intense at a workout and I'm like, for me, rice and beans wouldn't fill me up. So I think it just depends. People have different bodies and different like needs, I guess. So
that's valid.
Sometimes it's like when I'm working out all the time. I was recently quarantined from like Sunday to Wednesday. So I couldn't go to the gym and then it snowed Thursday, Friday. So I was just been sad not having gone to the gym. But when I go to the gym every day, I'm starving like all day. Yeah. I'm like, what do I eat? What do I eat? What do I eat? Like I just eat all day.
Yeah.
Yep. I did dance classes in high school and I was vegan back then too. And same boat. Just had a lot of smoothies.
Yeah.
It was an easy way to like get food in you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's like, it's kind of like a burrito. You just, with smoothies, you can throw a bunch of like fruit in there and just be like, okay, that's it.
It's gonna taste
Yeah, sometimes I'll throw bell pepper in there. Like if I like look at something in the fridge and I'm like, that looks like it's gonna go bad soon, I'll just throw it in the smoothie.
Yeah.
Just hide it among the strawberries. Like I
don't know if I could do a bell pepper. That's kind of intense.
I just had one in the fridge and I was like, that looks like it's gonna go bad soon. So I just threw it in there. It just added a little bit of like orange flavor. I don't really know what flavor bell peppers are. I don't know how to describe that flavor other than like it tasted orange.
Oh, okay. Now you're being all musician, like it tasted orange. We're like, what? I know, on a different planet.
Being a silly artist right now.
Yeah.
It tasted very, very blue today.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with the fact that I put blueberries in it. It just tasted blue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm blue, dee da Favorite song.
That's a great song.
It is. A lot of good words in that one. Yeah. So my mom always says she'll hear a song and it'll be like something, sorry if you guys like Justin Bieber, but something dumb like baby, baby, baby. Oh, and she's like, there's so many words in that song. I'm like, I know, Mom, I know. It's fine. Like people like that for some reason.
I know. I'm working with a producer right now and I'll like write her a chorus and like give it to her. And she's like, why are there so many words in it? Why is this a novel? Why did you write me a novel? I need like 4 lines.
Strange. Yeah. I don't know.
She's like, well, pick your favorite 4. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you.
That's great.
It just depends on the song, you know. It's like I don't feel like there's like a right or wrong. It's kind of a weird reaction, but
yeah, like some people write really wordy songs. Like Phoebe Bridgers writes some really wordy songs.
Who does?
Phoebe Bridgers.
I don't think I know him. Or Evie.
Her. Okay. She does. She just has like she's just a really wordy songwriter, and I'm always like nice. And then some people just are not. They're just very simple, easy. And there's an in between sometimes. I don't know. I just think it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be wordy. So yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have another heavy hitter for you.
Yay.
What are your life goals?
I'm 23, so I'm still at that like I'm in my 20s and I'm confused kind of thing. Life goals. I feel like just to reach the people I'm supposed to reach. I feel like music is enjoyable for me, but it's also like I really take it to heart that like I think some people that don't really get why people do music and they're like, it's not a real job or whatever, will say things like, it's not important. It's like, you're not really doing anything to change people or whatever, change the world or whatever. But it's like, I think musicians and entertainers and all these people have the ability to really influence culture and really influence like just how people think. I mean, the thing is like, I don't know, like I'll give a weird example. Like, I think sometimes like maybe some people watch too much like junk TV, like, I don't know, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I think those women are like volatile. I don't like them very much. And I don't think they're very good role models and whatever. But I feel like if I know people that like say watch that show all the time, they say like you are what you eat. So it's like, I feel like the people I know that watch that show all the time start to become like them, and they're kind of rude and they're kind of bratty and they're kind of whatever. So it's like, I feel like using music to like really influence people in a positive way. I guess that's a very kind of like simple thing, but I think it's important and it's hard to do. So I think that's probably a big goal. And just to like do what I love and do what I enjoy, but also make a difference. Cause I feel like a lot of us just want to live day to day feeling good and feeling happy, but you can't always go by your feelings because they're fickle and whatnot. And I think if I die knowing that I made a difference, I think that's a really important thing. So yeah, I'd say those things. I can't give you like concrete, like I want to play this venue by then, because that doesn't really matter to me. What matters is like what, like the impact I made more than like exactly what I did. So
yeah, I
agree.
Yeah.
And the influence of music is incredible. The influence of artists and like the influence they have is like, I was talking to my mom a while ago. I always say the other day, I mean like 5 years ago, I was talking to my mom and we were talking about how the only phase I've ever had that's lasted my whole life is Lady Gaga. It's like, I love her. Yeah. My mom was like, it probably has something to do with the fact that she was the first person to tell you that it was okay to be gay. Before you even, had that thought, it even entered your head that you might be gay. She was the first one to tell you. And I was like, she was. And And like that's just such an incredible influence for an artist to have in a positive way. Because some artists they don't be influencing you in a positive way.
Yeah. Right.
And they don't, take that care to know the influence they have.
Because she wrote like That Was Born This Way was her, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because she also didn't she do like a mashup of that and like Express Yourself, or was that somebody else?
I think they did it on SNL.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I was like, I feel like I heard her singing that Express Yourself song too, and they like put it together or something. So maybe it's like Ariana Grande.
Very similar.
Yeah. They're probably like the same chords or something, like most songs.
Even melody wise, they're a little similar. I could see why Madonna was mad about that.
Yeah, she got upset. But that's why they did it on SNL. SNL writers were like, this is perfect.
This is incredible. Yeah, they're like, this is a wonderful opportunity to make
it. Yeah. I almost wonder
make them hate each other.
I almost wonder if Madonna being upset about it was like fake because like it was on SNL. So I'm like, was it just like a play up? Like, I don't know.
To get more people to listen to Born This Way, maybe? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Was it just a joke? Like, probably. Who knows?
Yeah. So speaking of artists and influence, what is your favorite album?
Wait, really quick side note. My birthday is the same as Lady Gaga's. I don't know if that's cool, but yeah,
nice.
Just saying.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. What's my favorite album? I don't like that question.
No one does.
It's like supposed to be fun, and I'm like stressed. Okay. It's like I feel like some of them are EPs, which I don't like. I feel like that's like I'm like a fake musician or something, but
that's fine.
Yeah. I really like this artist, Sammy Ray. She's like newer and indie. You guys know her?
No. I've heard of her.
Oh, your nod was like, oh yeah.
Sorry, I was just like, oh yeah, I know that name, but I couldn't tell you a song. I feel like I heard her on the radio maybe or something.
You guys would definitely like her. I think most people like her, but she's The Good Life is an EP of hers that was super dope. She's a very like, her voice is just like everything. It's like a mix of like Ella Fitzgerald, like old jazz, and then it's a mix of like whatever new stuff, and she's just cool. So that one's a good one. I would say something by Earth, Wind and Fire. I don't know if I could pick an album, something by them. Lake Street Dive, I really like. So Bad Self-Portraits was a classic. Those are probably a few staples, I guess.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, good picks.
Thank you.
I like that name, Bad Self-Portraits. I've actually never heard that album, but that's a neat album title.
Yeah, I feel like it's the kind of idea, what I interpret it as, like you're trying to figure out who you are, and it's kind of messy, and it's like people ask you who you are and what you want, and you draw this portrait, and it's terrible.
Anything else you want to say that we didn't touch on before we sign off here on Backbeat Conversations?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm super glad you guys reached out. I guess I could ask you this later, but how did you find me?
On Instagram.
Yeah.
I started following I think it's female bassists I think female bassist or female bass player or whatever. So I think you tagged a video of that. Like, put that tag on a video. There we go. And like I clicked on it and I was like, oh, she looks cool. I was like,
yay. Yeah, those hashtags can be really dope. Like, I mean, you found me because of some dumb hashtag, It's like, I feel like I put hashtags and I'm like, oh, what should I put? Like Nashville, bassist, female, and just like, right. And I'm like, oh, they actually do something. Okay.
Yeah, I recently discovered the art of, I never really understood, like I knew people followed hashtags. So I knew that's why I should put the hashtag. But I'm like, well, now I'm making like all these connections and everything because now I'm following hashtags and, doing it that way.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. Well, yay. I'm glad it worked out. Yeah.
Keep doing it.
It worked. Doing the thing. Yeah. Did I hope I followed you back. Did I? I don't know. Honestly, I'm bad about that sometimes. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you because I have so many social media accounts at this point. I try to just go on them for like work so I don't get absorbed.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, you can search that. Let's see.
Ooh, the day of judgment.
I'll tell you right now. Oh, man. Why can't I use Instagram right now? I'm clicking at all the wrong boxes. Is it? You didn't. What? It's okay.
My phone's not by me. I'll do it when I get off. Yeah, I'm just like scatterbrained, I'm like, oh, she fell. And I think I didn't know who you were. And I was like, I don't know who that is. So, but now I know. I know I'm supposed to just like follow people back, but sometimes I'm like, I want to like look at their profile first and see if I even know who they are. You always get those weird randos that follow you that have like a blank photo and you're just like, I don't know about you. So
yeah, I do the same. I inspect the profile, decide if I maybe should block the profile or like report it if it looks like spam.
Yeah.
But I haven't done that in a while, actually. I've been lax with it because, like I said, trying not to look at the phone so much.
Yeah, I feel you. It's tempting.
I also hate when like every time you post a music post, like says like hashtag new music or something, someone from a random account that like shouts out music will be like, DM us to be shouted out, and then try to charge you $40. And you're like, no.
So is that stuff like always a scam? Because I keep looking into like brand ambassador stuff too, where people are like, hey, DM us if you want to be a brand ambassador. And I always
just Google the company.
Yeah.
Because we had someone reach out to us. We were like, that looks kind of cool. And we looked up the company and everybody was like, this is a scam. We were like, okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure some people are legit and they really want to work with you. But then sometimes like earlier today, so we're a pretty heavy punk rock band.
Oh, okay.
So I got a message from somebody and they were like, we love your track. We want to promote it and we think it's fire. And I looked at their thing and they were like a top 40 rap playlist. And I was like, so did you actually listen to the track or are you just trying to take my money?
Yeah, probably the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on context and definitely look up the company because I've gotten like the brand ambassador message thing. And every time I'm like, yeah, I'll try shit on for money. Like, let's go. And then I Google the company real quick and every search result it's a scam. And I'm like, sad.
And you're disappointed. You're like, I wanted to put the clothes on and take pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think sometimes it sounds too easy and it's almost like too good to be true or something. It's like, really, I just wear clothes. That's probably a catch. Yeah.
Right.
I know we got a message from someone on Twitter and they were like, hey, we see you have a song coming out and it wasn't out yet. And we sent them the Spotify pre-save link and they were like, hey, we dig your sound. So I knew immediately they were liars because the song's not out. You can't listen to it. So we just stopped answering them.
Yeah.
Like, this is stupid.
Yeah. Liars aren't good at covering up. You're like, that was really obvious that you didn't. Yeah.
I know. I'm like, do you have like a Twitter bot? Like, did you really not read it?
It kind of seemed like it might have been a Twitter bot. Like it was odd. It was very odd. So you have to just watch out for that stuff because you want it to be true. You want to like, magically have someone DM you and be like, my career's made. But usually it's just someone trying to take $40 from you.
I've gone through so many of those like disappointments where I think someone's going to offer, when I used to want a record deal from a big company, now I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do that because they're going to make me like a puppet and, do stuff I don't want to do. Yeah. So, but yeah, I guess I would just say to like everybody listening, just stay encouraged. Especially if you do music, keep doing music and expressing yourself and like using the gifts God gave you and just doing your thing and don't be discouraged. Cause I think it's looking up and I think there is hope in the world. So let's be positive. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, wait. Could I shout out my socials and stuff too?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. So I have a single coming out March 28th. It's my birthday and Lady Gaga's birthday. So maybe that's easy to remember. But yeah, it's called False Confidence. And then I have an EP called Shaggy Head coming out this summer, exact date TBA. But yes, my name is Emma Ohm and my Instagram is Emma Ohm Music with the Q. And yeah, thank you guys for having me. You are awesome.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Super fun. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Well, you're free to go. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, guys. You too.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll follow you back. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys so much for listening to Backbeat Conversations. We put out a new episode every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on all our streaming platforms. And thank you so much to Emma Ohm for talking with us today. Backbeat Conversations, signing out.
You like what you hear? Look up Witch Weather on all streaming platforms and make TikToks with it.